Hello, everybody. Welcome, and it's so great to see you today. Have you ever thought to yourself that we should stop living in fear? Then we would start to truly live. It may be so hard for some of us to not live in fear of some sorts. Many of us may be living in the fear with people. Are you a people pleaser? Or are you the person who is hard to say no and mean it? You feel bad, you feel guilty, you feel obligated to do this, to do that for people. And then we get lost in the back burner. And then it's hard for us to truly live and enjoy our life with full expression because we're so busy trying to please people and others. Again, we should stop living in fear. Then we would truly live. And here we are with this lockdown, with this pandemic. And some of us may be learning more about ourselves during the last couple of months. And we may come to realize, we're not surrounded by people and we cannot please others all the time. If we feel we have to go to certain functions, I'm sorry, can't do this, we're on lockdown. If you feel like somebody's asking you to do this or favors to do that, sorry, we're on lockdown. And this is a great time for excuses. But maybe it is a good time for you to just really evaluate yourself and to practice the muscles of using the word no. No, I'm sorry. No is a complete sentence. You don't have to give any type of explanation. And it may be so hard for some of us who are people pleasers. Being a hairdresser is so funny. We have been in lockdown for over 2 months now. And it's looking like maybe realistically we're phase 3. We may not open the salon till perhaps in July even. We're hoping sometime in June, but who knows. And the last few weeks, my clients have all been contacting me, asking me when the salon is going to reopen. And the power of hair is just so powerful. It can make you feel uplifted, happy, refreshed. You can walk with a spring in your step, look at yourself in the mirror, and you just feel glorious. Or it has the power of making us look awful and making us feel so bedraggled and down and depressed. Most of my clients, I'm sure, are looking in the mirror, seeing all this big, huge inches of regrowth of their hair of gray showing. They're not used to seeing all of their natural regrowth coming out from their color or from highlights, and their hair feeling so long and heavy with no shape, no life into it. And my clients are just texting me saying, my hair is hideous, this is going on way too long. They cannot stand it. And I have a number of clients, maybe 10 of them. They tell me, Elise, I want to be your first client when the salon reopens. Do you know how many first clients I have when the salon opens? I have to let them know, and they want to be my first. Okay, realistically, how many people can be my first client when the salon opens? I cannot please everybody. That's the bottom line here. There's only so much I can do, humanly possible, right? It's crazy. If I had the power and control, then maybe I can do otherwise, but I don't. We're all stuck. We're all here on the same boat, waiting, wondering, when is the salon gonna open? And I can't please people. So when we come to realize, we're human beings and there's only so much that we can do, that we're capable of doing. And when so many people expect or they ask so much of us, and we are one who has a hard time to say no, we can just really run ourselves ragged. We can just lose ourselves, and we just live in the fear of pleasing men. And we cannot live this abundant life that Jesus came to give to each and every one of us, his children. We lose out on the gift of this beautiful life. I like to share with you in the Bible verse about pleasing men. It says in Galatians 1, verse 10, "Do I now persuade men or God? Or do I seek to please men? For if I try to please men, I should not be a servant of Christ." So we cannot please both men and God. We have to choose one or the other. And some of us, we have been enslaved into pleasing people all the time, all around us. Maybe families or coworkers or neighbors, they ask so much of us, and it's just hard to say no. But during this pandemic, I hope and pray that you have been enlightened that, you know what, you have the power to say no. I remember there was a time when I had my second son, Jordan, when he was 6-month-old baby. And I love to try to make people happy and please people all the time. I would say yes if they would ask me, even though when I was just running myself ragged and I had no strength or energy, I feel bad for people. I have so much love and compassion. I care for people's well-being. So it would be hard for me to say no. I would sacrifice myself. And I remember that was the first time after having Jordan when he was 6 months old, that was the first time I literally said the word no and meant it. I finally realized I was so tired, beyond depleted, working as a hairstylist, doing all the cooking and cleaning at home and doing so many things that I had, and sleep deprived because I couldn't go to sleep. Jordan was waking up as a baby every night. So every day I was delirious. I was clumsy. I would just say things that it wasn't like me to say that. And I would just park my minivan in the garage, and I was just not careful. I would skid the whole right side of the minivan when I turned into the garage. I was delirious. And there was a time when my sister asked me, she really needed somebody to babysit her daughter, who was about 6 months old also, because she got a part-time job. And I only work part-time. And she asked me, do you think you can help watch my daughter for just like one day? And I remember I was so burnt out, delirious, and tired that I cut down to just working 2 days out of the week because I couldn't work the 3 days. I needed rest. And I remember when I made that choice to just work 2 days, and then here my sister asked me to watch her daughter, realistically, I said, you know what? I am so sorry. No, I cannot watch your daughter. Please try to find somebody else, because I thought I was the only one that can help to save her, rescue her, to help her watch her daughter while she goes to work. So when I thought, wait a minute here, doesn't make sense. I just cut back on working 2 days a week instead of 3. There's no way I can say yes and watching her daughter. So when I read this article that I had a chronic stress syndrome, it had all the list of the things that I was going through. That's what I had, and I had to learn to say no. That was a big wake-up call for me then. And I'd like to share with you another story where I learned to say no without feeling guilty. Because some of us may feel guilty when we say no. It's hard for us just to say no when people ask us to do things or to be involved with things. And we feel like we're the only ones that can do it. Why do we give ourselves so much of that power? Don't give other people so much of power to control us or to manipulate us. No. Why? It's because we cannot live in fear. We want to live, to truly live. There was a time when I had my post-concussion syndrome after my bicycle accident for 10 months. Again, all of my energy was zapped out and I was completely depleted. And on my days off, I would just rest at home so I can work the 3 days at work. Being a hairstylist, standing on my feet all day, conversing with customers is such a physical job to do the blow dries and haircuts and so many things. And I remember during the holidays, every year since I've been married now for 29 years, it was a ritual. We would get together with all of my in-laws for Thanksgiving, for Christmas, for New Year's, and I would get together with my father-in-law's Father's Day and his birthday. That was just the norm. And everybody just did that. We all felt obligated. I remember there was a time when I was so tired after my concussion, resting at home, and we had to go to a family gathering, maybe for my father-in-law's birthday. And that was my first time. I literally felt bad and I said, you know what, Andy? Please make my excuses to your family. I cannot show up. I am so tired. I need to rest. That was my number one priority, to take care of myself. When was the last time that you took care of yourself with love and care? That's a question again. During this pandemic, are you taking care of yourself? Are you refueling your tank to replenish your juices that you may be energized again? So when you're able to go out into this world again after the lockdown, that you will have the full energy, being in the comfort, knowing who you are, and prioritizing yourself to be the number one and regaining your power, to learn to say no and pick and choose what to say yes to. When people ask you to do this, to be involved to do that, delegate more if you have to, just for your own sanity, so you can have more peace, be in more comfort, have the faith and believe that it can go on, life can go on. You don't need to do this, you don't need to be there, you don't need to do that. Just really take care of yourself, and not to please men so much, but rather to please God, or Heavenly Father. Make Him your priority. Make God your number one applause. Why are we doing so much? To please others or to please God, our Heavenly Father? That is where our priority and our importance should be. So when I told Andy, no, I'm sorry, I cannot go to your family father's function, wow, I realized I can say no and not go to this family function that we've been doing habitually year in and year out. So when I came to realize, you know what, life goes on. My sister is able to find a different babysitter. It's okay if my absence is not at my father-in-law's gathering. And it's okay if I can't have 10 of my clients be my first client of the day when the salon reopens. It's okay. It's okay for me to say no to certain things and to certain people. And I like to give you the permission too. It's okay for you to say no, not to please men all the time, not to please others all the time. No, take care of yourself. Refine your passions in life. Regain the control, the power that you have in your life. Don't allow other people to have power over you and take control over you. Then you'll lose yourself. Then you'll be living in fear. Then you cannot truly live. For God says in John 10:10 that the enemy comes to steal, to kill, and to destroy us. And he can use other people, if we give them that power, to destroy us. But Jesus came to give us life and to have it abundantly to the full. So let us not live no more in fear of man, for what can men do to us? But with God, He will restore to us who we truly are, His beloved children. We are made in God's creation, and we have so much to live. We have so much power. Let us regain our power and control in our lives, and pick and choose what we're going to say yes to and what we're going to say no to. No, period. You don't have to give an explanation why. You may just waste your breath, because other people may know you. They know how to manipulate you. They know how to make you feel guilty or bad. Let's not give them the power, but just to prioritize our health, our well-being, and be centered in our soul, and to take comfort with ourselves each and every day, so we may live in faith and give all praise and glory to God. So again, let us not live in fear, but live. That is where your power lies. God bless you, and I hope that something I said today may empower you to just be able to say no in pleasing men, pleasing people, but instead let us get that one applause by pleasing God, our Heavenly Father. For with God on our side, wow, there will be so much favor given to us. For people can only give us so much favor. They can be fickle, but with God, He is faithful, and He holds on to His promises, and His favor and His big smile will be in us, because He knows that we're taking care of ourselves, all for His glory. God bless you, and I hope something I said may encourage your hearts. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.